Fuck it, we're doing it live, unrehearsed, unscripted, off the record, unauthorized. How's everybody doing? Thank you for watching. It's Tuesday. I don't know. I had my first sort of near viral experience this week. I posted. Okay, so I posted a. Yeah, we're gonna get into. I don't know what the hell we're gonna talk about. We'll just figure it out as we go, as usual. That's our motto. That's our mission statement here. Boldly trying it out in public on the internet. All of our half-baked conspiracy theories. Okay, so I went. No, I didn't go viral. I made a TikTok. Well, okay, so one thing I've been lazy about is clipping out. Look at this nice sunset here. Sunset over Bleecker. Clipping out clips from this to post to shorts. I really don't, because it's really a gold rush with TikTok, with Instagram Reels, with YouTube Shorts. They really want to push this stuff. And there is like this switchover kind of happening in the entertainment industry where people like Blake Lively, legacy media, movie stars, their careers are dying because they're not real people. They're freaks. And social media is kind of divulging that. I was just thinking about how, we have the First Amendment and so much of America, right, is the First Amendment. It's like, I don't know if we really have had a free press, to be honest, until the last few years. At least in the sense that, like, now everybody has a voice, potentially, on the internet for a very low, whereas, like, before, it's like you had to have printing supplies, figure out how to distribute, like, okay, there was a free press in theory. Yeah, the government wasn't going to censor you, but it was really about who had the means of distribution, who controlled these kind of choke points. Places like NBC, owned by General Electric, Viacom, News Corp. It's like 5 companies own all of the fucking media. Right? It's News Corp, it's Viacom, it's Time Warner, AOL. I don't know all the names, but it's not exactly a free press. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, Microsoft, NBC. As John King pointed out yesterday, the great John King, the New York legend John King. We had a good open mic last night. It was a fun time. Made some money, which was nice. We've been doing well. I mean, we've been lucky, knock on wood. John King came out. MSNBC, the MS stands for Microsoft. Bill Gates, of course, wanted us all to get the vaccine. He was the big one who was behind the pandemic. I don't know, can I say that on YouTube? I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube. That was all ironic. That was all in quotes. Not a conspiracy. I mean, I was just watching the new Channel 5 video with the RFK rally. It's like that guy, a lot of what people on YouTube do is they interview like conspiracy theorists. And they put it as like it's journalism. It's like these people are crackpots. Well, this is what I mean. Now it really is a free press. Whereas like every fucking idiot like myself can get on YouTube and fucking act like an expert. We're all fucking experts. We're all equally qualified amateur fucking journalists or whatever. This is let me get a little shot of this here. I love caricature maps. Like in Florida, anytime you go, like we used to have one of LA when I was a kid, Hollywood. We had this caricature map. This isn't really a caricature map. This is like really good detail. So we're like down here somewhere right now. Oh, there's the WTC, RIP. Never forget. But yeah, this is a cool little store. They've got, movie posters and shit. I was watching Maryland. Superman versus Muhammad Ali. There you go. Star Wars. Tarantino. I was watching Tarantino on Bill Maher. Club Random. Man, all the haters are gonna hate Bill. Haters are gonna hate Bill. Haters just hate you because you're so powerful with Club Random and Real Time. He's a television. I don't know. I think he's just got initiative or something. Bill Maher, I don't know how he gets. But in any case, Club Random with Tarantino, I think the appeal of it is kind of seeing celebrities just get shitty. You know, it's kind of watching them get high and drinking and shit. Tarantino's kind of the ultimate guest because he's just like, he loves kind of doing what I'm doing here, which is, or what I'm trying to do, I guess, is just like get high and analyze things. He kind of become this like Hitchcock, big fat old guy storyteller. Tarantino, like everything is like, oh well, the story behind that is Burt Reynolds revolutionized his acting career through, and he knows everything about every goddamn movie. But I don't know. It's an interesting form. It's just like, it's just amazing to me, and I just kick myself constantly for not being able to capitalize on this. That like these two guys are basically just having a fucking conversation in Bill Maher's like rec room. You know, and it's like 900,000 people are watching. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time for yappers everywhere. For conversation, you know, the art of conversation, I think is, okay, so anyway, so I clipped out from my YouTube stream. I was talking about how I'm having the most popular video I've ever posted on TikTok. It's sort of near viral. It's not really viral, but I've got people rooting for me in the comments who think it's going to do big numbers. I've got people like gambling. Somehow TikTok is like a form of online gambling. It's like, oh yeah, we're in first. We want to get in first on like, we're investing in this video. It's gonna go big. A few of my comments have alluded to things like that. Should I keep looking up Bleecker? I don't want to. Maybe I'll go up Bleecker and down Bedford. Yeah, so it was a clip from my last stream where I was on the Upper West Side, and this has happened to me twice, I think in my last 2 streams, is I ran into some kids, basically some Gen Z hype beasts, a bunch of kids that look like Logan Paul, and the city is filled with them for some reason. They see me with my selfie stick, running my mouth into the camera, and they go, whoa, are you live streaming? And they always look like impressed. They're always like, wow, this guy's fucking streaming. They probably think I have 1,000 fucking people watching. They don't know I've got 2 people watching. It's just pathetic. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't leave me. You make it worthwhile. So anyway, the first time, you can watch it in my live streams. I clipped it out. The first one, I say hi to the kids. I think it was over on Hudson, and the kid goes, Skibbity, Ohio. And so that kind of, I was like, oh, okay. That's what these kids are saying for some fucking reason. You know, it's just the hawk to a fidget spinner of the week, phrase-wise, Skibbity, Ohio. Everybody knows it. Old people know it now. It's on TV. It's on the legacy media. Even the legacy media has picked up. You know, they're the last ones to figure shit out usually. So anyway, these kids fucking on the Upper West Side, there was a pack of probably 6 or 7. You can watch it in my live stream. They were like, whoa, you live streaming? And I go, yeah, and I don't remember, but I just go skibbity at them. Oh my God, look, holy shit, what is this? There's some kind of Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, what is Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga. This is now more and more there's these pop-ups that are like promo, so like this is Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Die with a Smile. Adam S in the house. Check out the Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga pop-up store. Is that fucking sweet or what? Look at that shit. Oh, it's super retro. It's like old TVs and shit. Old TVs, old cameras. They're trying to appeal. Oh, look, there I am. They're trying to appeal to the indie sleaze. See, it's even got refresh rate. That's pretty wild. You can see the refresh rate on that thing. Everybody's going country, see? They're copying. We did Country Music Summer, and now they're fucking copying us. Everybody, we're influenced. We set the trend here. There you go. Lady Gaga is trying to be Dolly Parton. So he's Porter Wagner. Is that the deal? There's a real, like, non-white country thing happening right now, which is really cool. This is a dope-ass camera right here. I mean, maybe I'll just film my whole reality show right here. That's pretty sweet, actually. That looks cool. That's like vape. That's vaporwave. Look at them. Gaga. This is free fucking advertising for their piece of shit album. Alright. Can I get it? Oh, yeah, there I am. That's pretty sweet. Look at that. I bet you're in... Adam S. Check that shit out. Are you tripping? Are you guys fucking tripping or what? Are my viewers out there tripping balls? This is the drum space part of the live stream. This is for the hit your nitrous, everybody. Yeah, Hootie did non-white country before anyway. Darius Rucker, the original, the OG crossover, the original Uncle Tom. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's peeking. There we go. That's right. Throw the toaster into the bathtub right now. Now is the time to throw the, this is the climax. There it is. Check out the selfie stick. I'm going to do a self-portrait as my phone. That's my phone right there. Look at that beautiful phone. Makes it all possible. Look at that. Who knew we were gonna have a whole fucking music video and shit with Lady Gaga? I'm hogging the Instagram. Everything is like, those picture things where there's like face cutouts. You put your face in and you're like Bugs Bunny or whatever it is. It's like everything is that now. Everything is like a photo op. Everything's like stand in front of this and take your picture and put it on fucking Instagram because that's advertising. That is power. That is the currency in the attention economy. It's got to look good. The fascism of Instagram aesthetic. The Lenny Riefenstahl curated Instagram feed. Zuckerberg is a fucking Nazi. He wants to be like this Roman emperor. It's disgusting. I don't like the Facebook and Instagram. Like, I noticed Instagram has cool fonts now. They had the clunkiest, like ugliest looking like Zuckerberg-ass fonts forever. Like Comic Sans-esque terrible fonts. And they've just recently, much in the same way that Zuckerberg has undergone this kind of image makeover. Instagram is like actually got these kind of cool fonts now. I think they're understanding that they need to make their product flossier. People are going to stop using it. All the hot chicks are going to leave Instagram. Then what will we do? They could never. What would they do? What would they do? That would be like quitting morphine or something. Getting that. So I posted this video of me going skibbity at these kids. And it's got almost 9,000 views. And it's got like 1,000 likes. It got over 1,000 likes. I got a lot of followers just from this one stupid ass video. And posting on fucking TikTok is like pulling a slot machine. I mean, this is one thing, like if you notice, if people follow Ashley on TikTok, I'm not sure if they do. But Ashley has started to post a lot more. She posts way more than I do. She posts like 3 to 6 times a day. Just like every little fucking Gen Z speed freak. And, it's just like fit checks and stuff like that. But like,
for certain people, that's like the bare minimum. They'll get 8,000 views. That's like their lowest viewed video on a fucking fit check or something. It's like you don't even really have to do a whole lot of anything on TikTok. You just pick some fucking viral sound bite and put it over your new outfit. All right, here we are back in Grove. So I don't know. It's nice. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess that's the thing about TikTok is it just gives to everybody. It kind of evenly distributes. You know, if you keep, you know, I think they're just trying to help people kind of be seen and get famous and make good videos, whatever that means on TikTok. You know, I don't necessarily think these things, they are art. You know, I do think TikTok videos can be art for sure. And a lot of them are amazing and unique and but I think they want to help people by like, hey, use this sound, do this with your friends at dinner. You know, they do this one, it's like the Goodfellas sound bite where it's like he's introducing all the fucking people, Joey 2 times or whatever it is, and Nikki Eyes. And so people do that, but they do it with like their family. You know, at like Thanksgiving or whatever, you do it with your whole family. Hey, this is, and you film your cousin, hey, this is Nikki Eyes. We call him that because he said everything 2 times. Anything that adds to the Matt's hypnosis is welcomed and rewarded. Yeah, well, it's just outsourcing, or it's crowdsourcing, right? They basically want to crowdsource the diversion. And,
Makes sense.
you know, I remember this has happened in every industry in my lifetime. You know, I was, like probably a lot of people, I was eager to be a freelance independent contractor, not work 40 hours a week. You know, like in fucking Fight Club, they're all kind of like, you know, you work in an office your whole life. It's a soul-killing, soul-deadening thing. It's like we wanted flexibility. We wanted to make our own schedule. We didn't want a permanent position necessarily. I remember when I first started doing video, my boss, I didn't even know they were doing this. This was in 2012. They were doing all these competitions. I forget what the website was, but it was basically like corporations hired this website to crowdsource their campaigns, basically. It was like, this is Colgate, this is for Colgate, pitch us 20 ideas or make a short little video, you know, what you think their campaign should be. It has to do this, this, this. It's for Colgate toothpaste, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and people were doing it for free, making fucking ads for them. That's the market, right? People just wanted a chance to get the account, to get the money. And so they literally did all of the work, made a whole entire goddamn commercial and sent it on spec, just in the hopes that they might win some fucking reality show-esque like contest, like it's fucking Shark Tank or something. But it's even worse than that, because it's just like sending to a film festival or a fucking literary magazine. It's just like this blind thing, and you gotta wait around. It's like you're one of 1,000 submissions or something. And well, it also indicates, and I was just reading this thing, I think the whole entertainment industry is having a crisis with this. We're just like, they're pulling out their budget as far as like paying a living wage. You know, it's like I saw somebody was saying if they had some job on a series, they only got paid $6,000 an episode, where it's like they typically should get $20,000 an episode for the same thing. And you know, with TikTok, it's just like, it's fun, but you know, I don't know. There's always this carrot dangling that's like, oh, maybe I'll get to be in it. Maybe I'll get popular on there. I'll be able to make a living doing it. Or as an artist, it's like, it's hard to tell if it's an illusion or not, as far as like, I need to build an audience online. And, you know, we're just experiencing this kind of dysmorphia where it's like, because, you know, doing these shows in person is like such a real experience, and you're getting one kind of like relationship to an audience by doing that. You know, like doing this open mic every week, having people that in real life come to see you, and you're part of that community. You know, a lot of times that can sort of look devalued next to, you know, now it's like if you don't have fucking 1 million followers or, oh, looks like they got a new fence or something here. So it's kind of like you got to do both. You got to build people online somehow, put out some kind of good content. I think the sooner people just like start to think of their content as like, what would you already make? You know, if you had a budget, what's your, like Bill Maher does with fucking Club Random. It's like he just started to do that. He saw that YouTube was kind of like becoming a place to build an audience. He saw Rogan podcast, I'm sure, and he was just like, let's just do that. He's famous, so it's like he can get famous celebrities to be on it. You know, he can get fucking Tarantino, Richard Dreyfuss to make an ass out of himself, or Tarantino said he wants to do theater. You know, people are freaking out because it's his last movie. He's made 10 movies, so he's not going to direct movies anymore. So people are kind of like, holy shit, what are we going to do without Tarantino? Apparently he's going to do theater. So look for some 10-minute plays from Tarantino. Well, it's one of these things where it's like a movie, the design of it is it goes to the audience. You know, it's like with the play, it's like doing an open mic. It's like live performance. It's a different kind of appreciation, you know, in a different, I don't know, you just absorb it in a different way. I guess you want to be operating on both, you know. Heidecker, yeah. Tim Heidecker is all over Club Random. He's obsessed with it. He's obsessed with Bill Maher. There's some guy that does an incredibly good Bill Maher impression who's been on Office Hours. It's not Matthew Friend. Matthew Friend is interesting. He's interesting the way he's just sort of busted in to the legacy media through just having a huge online audience and just like doing these kind of like bringing the celebrities into that. You know, they're looking as much as anybody how to stay current and undisrupted and how to fit into the fucking like new crack space of just like short attention span video theater. Club Random is just a long form, you know, it's just a podcast except there's a fucking video. I thought it was interesting how he was talking about Burt Reynolds revolutionized himself through the talk show. That's something that like I think you could really do with podcasts. Like podcasts are this kind of like public setting. It's good that the people are getting accustomed to that kind of deep viewing, watching a 3-hour long kind of uninterrupted, you know, they might do a commercial, but it's like the host does the fucking commercial, Bill Maher does the commercial, Mark Maron does the fucking commercial. I think what Club Random is trying to capture is like, he says it in one of the podcasts, he says, you know, there's a way that comedians or celebrities or just anybody is off camera where they're just funnier. You know, it's hard to capture that on camera, that kind of, you know, it's like when you're being recorded, especially if you're on a talk show, something, you know, so formal, those things can be so stilted, so awkward. I think a lot of podcasts are like what Bill Maher, he's trying to make it some kind of 70s, that 70s show, like Pass the Bong. Tarantino had this big Gandalf pipe. He was smoking this like giant fucking like Matterhorn of like fucking pipe. I think there was weed in it. He lives in Israel part-time. He like lives in Tel Aviv, so he's talking about that a little bit. So yeah, I've got 8,000 views and counting on this video. So I got to clip out more of fucking my live stream, I guess. But I think it worked because it was like an interaction. You know, I don't necessarily know I mean, I love doing this, but it was intended as sort of an avant-garde exercise. These are meant to be sort of talk pieces, which are meant to, they're not necessarily meant to like garner some kind of huge popular audience. I'd like it if people just tuned in and loved listening to me fucking just like speak off the top of my head for 2 hours. And like I appreciate the people that do watch, and it does seem to send vibrations. It's just like we're on varying tiers of influence and visibility, but we live in an era where there's opportunity. I mean, you can get 1 billion views on something, or even if you're just sort of like a starting out artist, you can get 100,000 followers on TikTok. So we're living in an era of just like visibility inequality. There's huge wealth disparity in visibility and attention. But as an artist, like, I think there's different metrics, and there's different, we're taught that everything is, the analytics are like driving everything. The data is driving everything. And to some, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. But when you want to work from a place of feel, or maybe your goal isn't to just like jack the numbers up as much as possible. You can do that, but there's also a quality. I guess the algorithm has a sense of who you're communicating to and who would appreciate, like when I posted that Ted Berrigan thing of his notes from his last classes, which was from Poetry Project newsletter. It didn't get that many views. I don't even think it got 500 views, which is like very low for a post. I've got, 3,000 followers. I got 500 views. But the people that did see it might have gotten a lot out of it. I got engagement. But also just like the value, how do you quantify and how do you do analytics on like a human relationship and a friendship and social life? I mean, that's what Instagram is sort of doing. It's imposing like an economy almost on our social life and our social kind of like transactions. It makes everything kind of like a transaction or some kind of like receipt node or something. And okay, well, one thing I have noticed, right, is I've been making these flyers for the open mic, and as far as analytics go, there's certain flyers that I make that people like better, the algorithm likes better, and so the more people like it, the more people see it. The less people that like something that you fucking post, the algorithm is going to decide to just fucking bury it or whatever. But one thing that I've noticed is like I'll usually make a fucking story about, the open mic, hey, sign up for next week. But when you post a story, it's like the most people that might see it might be 3 or 4 or 500 people. My Fantano post got 500 views somehow. I don't know how that was like the biggest story I had ever posted was my Fantano Instagram open mic. But like I posted the flyer that Ashley made, right? Lewis Mason said it was the best piece of art for the mic ever made, which was sort of a slap in the face. My art is very unpopular. It's very okay, love you, Ashley. Good night. But it's like, forever I wasn't making posts every week. This is how much fucking control Instagram has over lives. But I started making posts for the past 3 weeks, which it's August, it's supposed to be like a not busy time. Everybody's out of town, it's summer. And honestly, okay, so these posters just get way more views. The one poster I had of fucking Jean-Paul Belmondo and Anna Karenina from Pierre Lefaux got 1,500 views. And then the post that Ashley made got 1,300 views, and I just posted on. So it's like, so, you know, if 1,500 people see that, if 20 of those people decide to come to the open mic, that's the difference between a huge night and, yeah, the photo of your face got a lot of views too, Ashley. I'm talking about posters, okay? And just like, well, I guess I figured that out because I was looking through my analytics. You know, my Easy Paradise account is like a business account, so I get all these fucking like statistics about this many people saw this post, this percentage engaged versus last 30 days or whatever. You've got more people engaging, or here's your highest performing posts, or blah, blah, blah. Here's your, you know, I think we have 52% male, 47% female. Most of our viewers are in New York City, but, you know, we got like 1% in LA, 1% in, we got, yeah, I don't know. It would be nice to get more in depth, but I started to look at that stuff and I noticed that my posters got a lot of fucking response. And you see it in real life, right? It's like people see everything on fucking Instagram. It's driving us insane, right? I mean, it's just too dramatic. It's an overload. And I guess that's what I'm saying, is like we're sort of in this like tangle, right? Where it's like you can't really have one without the other. It's like Instagram, social media is the best kind of like advertising space, bulletin board, word of mouth space, community bullhorn. It's weird because it's so primitive. It feels like a party line. I feel like I'm on just like some huge party line with like everybody that I meet, everybody that I've ever met. Okay, Ashley, kisses until later. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. We watched the rest of the Todd Solondz filmography. Have people watched Todd Solondz films? Storytelling, an excellent movie about creative writing programs. Selma Blair. His muse is Selma Blair. That's kind of funny. Also, people should watch Dark Horse. I'd say of the Todd Solondz films, it's kind of a dark horse. It was hilarious. It's very au courant. It diagnosed a lot of the modern world. This guy's just like, he's just like a stimulation junkie. You know, the consumer capitalist thing, it's just they need us to be stimulation junkies. We constantly got to be digesting content, food, sugar, empty calories, Pepsi, Diet Coke, syrupy music, you know, fucking Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars' new country album. Content. Ashley's screenplay, I liked it. I like the screenshot you sent me. It seems promising. It looks promising. It looks dramatic, and we need to make a movie in Manhattan. We need to make like a real fucking movie in Manhattan. I want to make a stoner noir. So maybe I'll write my stoner noir on YouTube. Maybe these will be like writing sessions. Phil Donahue died. We did Phil Donahue tribute night last night. Women! I saw all these fucking Donahues on Saturday Night Live. Daryl Hammond does Donahue. Joe Piscopo does fucking Donahue. They were doing Donahue way back. And of course, Phil Hartman maybe does the best Donahue. My dad used to watch Donahue. When I was a kid, I remember my dad watching Donahue. He was a daytime talk show host like me. Women! He was from Dayton. I guess his shit really took off in Dayton. All right, I'm Ashley's muse. Ashley owes me a percentage of her gross earnings. Okay, Ashley, no one will forget. How was the beach, Ashley? Was it a good day at the beach? It's supposed to be 94 degrees tomorrow. Ain't that a... We thought the summer was over. The summer, it's this revenge of the summer. There's a heat wave. So we're back out in fucking Matt Proctor Memorial Park here. What else do we need to talk about? There you go. Matt is Jim Morrison. Ashley is Pam. I think Ashley's Jim Morrison. I'm like Robbie Krieger. I'm like Bruce Botnick. I'm the Native American. I had a poem recently that was written in, because it is kind of an outrageous thing to claim that like a Native American person entered their soul entered your body when you like went. I don't know if that's truthful or not. Maybe that was just the Oliver Stone movie. But you know, supposedly the pop myth, the Oliver Stone myth. Okay, Ashley's my muse. Ashley's my muse. Ashley's the anti-muse. She inhibits creativity. Jim did say it. Okay, so he said a Native American person died on the roadside and inhabited his body. An Indian. You know, to be honest, okay, I was watching this George Carlin video about the term Native American, and apparently Indian was referring to in Dios, in God. It wasn't referring... I'm kidding, Ashley. It's just a joke. I'm just roasting you, okay? I'm an insult comic. I did my first set at Rodney's last week. I got to talk about Rodney's Comedy Club. I'm an insult comedian, Ashley, okay? Okay, chill out. Don't threaten me. Don't threaten me on my live stream. Are you drunk? Have you been drinking? This is all going into the fucking evidence. Okay, Ashley. Ashley's getting in the train, everybody. Here on the Joe Franklin Show. We're live from Manhattan, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from downtown Manhattan. Completely blemished, all fucked up, unshaven, you know, picking my acne. Okay, Ashley. Ashley is the muse, okay? Phil Donahue, everybody. We hardly knew ye, Phil Donahue. Okay, Ashley is my muse, okay? I just said, Ashley writes the lines, I just read them, okay? Just reading the script. What else? I don't know, we need a bigger audience. Now I'm like in the room every Monday. I'm like, we need you know, we've reached this kind of nice level. We need a bigger audience. We need a bigger room. You know, we need more people. How do we build that? How do I get more people through the internet? We build the audience on the internet. Skibbity Riz, Ohio. And then we can fill theaters across, I don't know. It's this, we're manifesting here. I'm assuming it. I'm claiming this energy for myself. Yeah, so I wrote a poem about, because when I was a kid, we drove across the country, drove to Four Corners in, it's Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, Colorado. Is that the Four Corners? I think that's the Four Corners. And so we drove through the Painted Desert, I think is what it's called. Is that the Painted Desert? Is the Mojave Desert? I don't know. We went to the Grand Canyon. We drove through Arizona, New Mexico. And we stopped. We did go to like a reservation, you know. And okay, Ashley is my muse, and we make poetry together, okay? I must kill the queen. I must kill the queen. Just thinking about Reggie Jackson and Naked Gun. She's got that little... Ashley, stop. Can we get Adam S. Can I make you a moderator? I'm going to make Adam S. a moderator right now. Adam S. I'm going to make you a moderator. Can you stop the cyberbullying in the comments? I don't want to say all these embarrassing things, okay? I'm trying to be professional on my fucking live stream. I can't have this, like, gross... I'm adding Adam S. as a moderator. Okay, let's try this. We'll see how this goes. He's one of my top viewers. So, hey now. Ashley is emotionally blackmailing me in the comments. You're just in time. You're just in time. We're talking about Phil Donahue. Rest in peace, Phil Donahue. Talk shows, how to build. I'm a life coach, like all millennials. I'm a life coach. I don't know how to do anything. I never actually did anything with my life, but hey now. I'm a very niche, extreme micro mumble filmmaker. You know, my YouTube page. I really, you know, watching all these films with Ashley, it's like I really studied to be a filmmaker. That's what I wanted to do throughout high school and college. I watched a lot of movies. I read Cahiers du Cinema. I read Andre Bazin, What is Cinema? I have the 400 Blows fucking like printout book from the library that I took from the Columbus Metropolitan Library. I read the fuck, you know. I'm not saying that, Ashley. It's embarrassing. I'm not saying that. When I watch, we usually start watching movies around like 4 p.m. And I'm not going to say that, Ashley. I wonder if I can just, is there a way that I'm figuring out how to, okay. Put user in timeout. Let's see. 5 minute. Ashley's in a 5-minute timeout. Okay, so I just figured out how to, moderate my chat by myself. So I just put Ashley in a 5-minute timeout. Wow. I wish I would have figured that out like a year ago. I had no idea I could do that. That is crazy. I had no idea that was that simple. That would have saved me like a lot of fucking problems, actually. Look, I guarantee you she calls me within the next 5 minutes. I guarantee you she'll call me. Wow, that is unbelievable. All you do is like, all I have to do is like push the comment, and then I had all these options. I had no fucking clue. Is that an update? Did they just do that? How? I add star reviews. I wish that when I did star reviews, yeah, yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. She should not act that way. It's ridiculous, and it's not necessary. You know, it's absurd, and you know, I'm gonna go back and watch this later. I'm just gonna be embarrassed. It's freedom of speech, okay? For me, and I get to. Freedom to block people. You have the right to block the fuck out of people. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I should do. Well, I do all my reviews on here. Sort of. I do like a star review, although I'm very generous. I gave it fucking Jim Belushi dog movie 3.5 stars. I think I've given every Jim Belushi 3 stars at least. I pretty much give every movie 3 stars unless it's like bad or like pisses me off. Like we started to watch the movie The Whale. Have you seen The Whale? We were talking about Aronofsky the other day. The Whale, the movie starts with Brendan Fraser, who I love. I support Brendan Fraser 1,000%. I love Airheads, The Scout with Albert Brooks. I love Encino Man, of course. Welcome back, and he starts the beginning of the movie is him. You know, he's like one of these people that's so fat he can't get out of his house. This is like a peculiar American phenomenon. The people who are too fat to get out of their house. It's called What's Eating Gilbert Grape syndrome. There's just so many. That's what's good about film is there's so many to see, and but yet you're seeing a complete thing. It's almost like poetry in that sense. It's like a movie's only 2 hours, and so you can watch. You know, it's not like books where it's like, oh, I got to spend 40 hours on this fucking book. It's like, okay, I can just inhale every fucking Todd Solondz movie in like a weekend. Because I'm avoiding reality. I hate my life. Or it's what everybody does. It's what everybody's binging something. You know, they want to just shovel the content in. And so I recommend 3 screens at once. You got to have a movie, you got to have TikTok, and you got to have my live stream going at all times, obviously. You got to have my commentary track. Um, so yeah, I should probably do like reviews on Letterboxd. It's also New York has like a very rich film culture. You can make money doing it. There's rich fucking people that do it. They shoot a lot of fucking movies here. There's a lot of people writing plays who are actors who are making short films that are really exciting, and we're in an exciting time now. I wish more people would make movies for YouTube. Why not just make a feature fucking movie and put it on YouTube? Why does everything have to be behind a fucking paywall? I know my vlogs probably don't strike people in that way, but that's the way I look at it. It's like I get to make a 2-hour-long romantic comedy with Ashley every 2 weeks. About, being a live performer in, the heart of the empire. Influencing the influencers who influence the influencers. We make a little ripple that, that ripples with people who have more pull, and that ripples with the gods. They're all copying us. We're the termites. Okay, fine, Ashley. I don't give a damn. If you're gonna come here, then Ashley's taking an Uber here because I blocked her in the chat. You're going back in the timeout in about 2 seconds. You are going back in the timeout in about 2 seconds. I got a lot of options for this timeout, okay? There is a lot of fucking... I got a lot of power, and I'm going to flex it, okay? So behave yourself in the chat, or you are done. You are done for. I'm not acknowledging that in my live stream, okay? You're embarrassing me, okay? You're embarrassing me. You're going into timeout. You're going into timeout. All right, you're going in for 10 minutes. Oh my God, this is so great. This is like a game show. You're fired. I'm sorry, you're in the timeout. Behave yourself in the chat, or you go in the timeout. God, I wish I had this power in real life. If I could have a superpower, be able to block users in the chat of real life. Dude, you're on a different account? She got it on a different account. She's got like 10 different accounts. Any video you see of mine that's got 10 likes, they're all Ashley. She's got 10 different. Ashley, do not come here, okay? Oh my God. All right, Ashley, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to acknowledge that I'm going to acknowledge our love, Ashley. That's what I'm going to do, okay? Now you have to chill out. That's all you're going to get. Okay? Don't interrupt my comedy special. My bi-weekly comedy special. I have to do at least 4 hours of comedy special a week, okay? This is my Netflix special. Don't come here, Ashley. I mean, you can come here if you want, but I'm going to leave. I'm going to go home before too long, okay? I'm not going to stay that long. I just wanted to come and get something to eat and do my stream, and then I'm going back, okay? So don't even waste your time or money, okay? Don't even waste your Uber, okay? You can come at when my live stream is over. I do 2 hours. You know I do 2 hours. I deliver. I give value. Value. My live streams are all about value for the people, for Adam S. I've got to entertain Adam S. while he's at his job. Otherwise, that's my entire purpose. And that's good. Yeah, fine. You want to take an Uber here and waste your time and money. You want to be... That's fine. But I'm going to leave soon, okay? I'm going to go home like at 9:30, okay? So I wouldn't even come here. I'm going to go to the sushi place. Just meet me at that sushi place at 9. I'm going to that's right. This is a personal AI podcast. we're all just going to be podcasting to one person. If Andy Warhol was really a genius who saw the future, he would have said, in the future, everybody will have a podcast that one person will watch. Instead of everybody will be famous for 15 minutes. What a crockish. That didn't happen. I didn't get famous for 15 minutes. I'm live streaming to 3 people. That's way worse. Ashley, love you. Love you, Ashley. We have so much love in our heart for Ashley. She's just such a massive soul and character. Ashley is... Okay, so anyway, The Whale. We tried to watch The Whale. The first fucking part of The Whale. This movie begins. Brendan Fraser is fat, sweating. He's got, he's balding, stringy hair. He's masturbating to gay porn on his laptop. Like, this is the nadir of human masculinity. So I just turned it off immediately. I was like, this is exploitative. This is kind of judgmental. I just did not like it at all. Yes, we're going to Bar PT on Friday. Ashley, bring your screenplay. we'll work on the screenplay at Bar PT, like Wes and Noah. Our heroes, Wes and Noah. We're going to work on our screenplay at Bar PT, okay? Dreams do come true, okay? It's only taken me 15 years to eat at Bar PT. I've only lived in New York for almost 20 years, and I'm finally going to eat at Bar PT. We're Charlie Rose and A-Rod and Madonna and Yoko and Graydon Carter. Yoko Ono eating dinner, as Ashley quoted from my poem in one of her fucking live blogs. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Yoko Ono eating dinner at Bar PD. Okay, the sushi place is where I'm going to be at 9 o'clock. I'm going to probably start moving, I don't know, in like a few minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. The interesting thing about live streaming in the wild is there's just like it's an open city out here. Anybody can skibbity Ohio Riz their way and make you go viral. I should probably just do on the street interviews. I don't know what it's called. It's some grocery store on Spring Street off Lafayette. They do 50% off. I think it's probably TikTok viral because they do 50% off. There's always a huge line. They probably won't even have any food by the time I get there. But I'm not a fucking, look on Google Maps, Ashley. I'm in the middle of a very important comedy special right now. Live podcast taping from Bleecker Park. Storytelling, Paul Solons, John Goodman. Oh my God, Ashley, you're going in timeout. I'm putting you in timeout. None of this. There's no emotion. My podcast is like Seinfeld. There's no emotion on the podcast. Okay? There's no hugging. There's no love. There's no kisses. Okay? There's none of that in the podcast. There's just hard-hitting news. I'm here to bring facts and hard-hitting news facts to my fan base, my 364 YouTube subscribers. I've gotten a bunch of YouTube subscribers from this fucking TikTok video. See, this is like my first ever like empirical first-hand experience of this type of thing. Not that it's a big, I didn't have that many, I've had like, I think 4 or 5 people subscribe to my YouTube from this TikTok video. But that's more, it was like more, it was a bunch at once, right? And so now I'm like, okay, I got to get that hit again. I got to get that hit of fucking validation. And dopamine, serotonin, we're all junkies. Apparently, there's Prozac in all the fish now because human beings are on so many antidepressants that they piss it all out, and there's so many antidepressants in the water that fish just like drink antidepressants all day. So I guess the sperm count of these fish is going way down, like the male fertility rate. Is this what the antidepressants are for? Are they to make everybody impotent? Are they to make us all soy boys? This is a conspiracy to get rid of the, oh, great. Oh, great. See, I'm completely vulnerable here. I'm totally vulnerable here. I'm out in public, and there's just people that can attack me from anywhere. Sarah Jessica Parker could walk by. Skibbity Ohio Riz children could come up and just... I'm not going to stay. I'm going to leave pretty soon because I'm going to go to the sushi store. I'm going to leave and walk to the sushi store because I know that'll be exciting for the people. You know, they're getting bored of this angle, probably. They're getting bored of the Club Random. This is Magnolia Bakery right here, incidentally, everybody. Famous company. Do not come here in the middle of my live stream, okay? Let me do my 2 hours. Okay? This is the reality show. This is the Real Housewives of Midwood. She's buying an Uber right now. She's taking the Uber. She's Ubering. She's getting in the Uber. They're both coming. This will be interesting. This will be like Jerry Springer. You're gonna cry. Ashley's gonna cry. You need to relax, okay? We're on the internet. Nothing bad can happen, okay? We're live. Nothing can hurt us. We're live, okay? If anything happens, at least it'll make good content, okay? Maybe I'll get another viral video out of it. Maybe we'll get 10,000 views on this one. Settle down, okay? Just let me do my little sermonizing in peace, okay? For the people that really want the hard-hitting pontification. Oh my God. She's getting in an Uber from, that's not necessary, but you know, it's a free country. You have the right to Uber. I'm being doxxed. I shouldn't have doxed myself. Who will protect me? Someone come protect me. Okay, well anyway, what should we talk about for the next 5 minutes until... So the telethon is this weekend, everybody. It's at the local hostel rooftop. It's going to be a great time. You know, the thing about real celebrities is they can hide from their audience. They don't really know their fans, you know? I don't even have fans. I have regulars. And I love my regulars. I love my regulars. But I'm basically a bartender. Ashley, do not come here and ruin my 2-hour live stream, okay? Go to the sushi place. I will meet you there, okay? Okay, what else needs to be said this week? I got an hour to fill for everybody. So, what do we want to talk about, everybody in the group chat? I know, am I hemorrhaging viewers? This is I'm embarrassed. I'm publicly embarrassed on my live stream here, okay? Okay, Ashley's gonna stay in Dimes. Love you, Ashley. Have fun in Dime Square. Why wouldn't you want to stay in Dime Square? You know, go to the Fear City Comedy Club. Go to the Luncheonette. Go to Metrograph. Are they showing Todd Solondz films? RFK Jr. Okay. Well, apparently he cut a whale's head off and put it on the roof of his fucking car or something. And I'm not gonna play these games, okay? I will not play these games. We are going to walk courageously into the future, okay? RFK Jr., yeah, and apparently he did he kill a bear or something and put it in Central Park? I don't know. His torturing of dead animals kind of worries me. I do think he endorsed Trump, which is insane. and not at all what I probably would have predicted. That's probably what lead me to believe that like he's probably a plant to siphon off Democrat voters, because he was on Rogan. I don't know. I saw fucking RFK Jr. I think on Rogan. I don't remember what it was, but I did watch some interview with him probably like about a year ago or something. You know, back in February or something, when it was still sort of, and he was saying things that spoke, you know, saying things about private equity, investing in fucking property and blah, blah, blah. A lot of which I agreed with. I had a conversation with Jason Trachtenberg about how we liked RFK Jr. I mean, I was never going to vote for the guy. But everybody's looking for like a way out, you know. And RFK Jr. seemed like he was a radical fucking alternative. I mean, I think he started to okay. This is exciting. This is like a thriller for my viewers. This is edge of your seat. Did anybody ever see the movie Talk Radio? I recommend. All right, so you want to get deeper about film. I mean, I got kind of old guy film taste. I mean, all the film bros think Wolf of Wall Street is the greatest movie ever made. These are a lot of Nolan heads. The film intelligence of the average. I mean, people think Citizen Kane is like this boring piece of shit. Your average film bro, you know, like Citizen Kane is like, is it really even that good of a movie? It's like, to be honest, I think Citizen Kane is an entertaining fucking movie. I love it just as a fun thing to watch. Maybe I'm a nerd. I don't think that that's like pretentious, you know. I think that's just it's like the culmination of the talkies in a way. It's fragmented. It's this unreliable narrator. I saw a video with George Saunders talking about how he loves the unreliable narrator in fiction. I don't really love the unreliable narrator. I guess we're all unreliable narrators. I mean, is it a lie to say that there is a reliable narrator? I suppose it is. You know, the New York Times or Objectivity or they claim maybe that they are reliable narrators. Ashley, what now? What do you want, Ashley? I'm getting to some really heavy points. I'm like Annette Einsdorf over here. Ashley's threatening to take an Uber. I'm gonna go over to this table. I think in film you can show an unreliable narrator, like About Schmidt. That's kind of an unreliable narrator. Todd Solondz kind of reminds me of Alexander Payne in certain ways, but he's got like his movies remind me a lot of like Ghost World, Terry Zwigoff, Daniel Close, graphic novel type visualization. He's got a certain campiness. Ashley, what do you want? His first movie, Fear, Anxiety, and Depression, is like a very New York East Village movie. I was kind of surprised because it's so different from the rest of his movies. I mean, I did sense through his writing that just like he was probably into theater or had something, because his movies reminded me a lot of the kind of things that theater writes about. It reminded me of like Paula Vogel, How I Learned to Drive, or plays that are about real shit, real trauma. That's the thing about theater, is it does kind of deal with like the utmost It's like poetry. It's a place you can go to talk about the most significant, most severe, most intense parts of a human experience, which is what these Todd Solondz movies do. You know, he picks the most unlikable people and shows you what their story is. You know, what do you want, Ashley? Okay, I'll talk to you briefly later. Now, please leave me alone. You're getting banned in the chat. I'm banning you in the chat. You're banned. Now that is power. That's real fucking power. Oh my God. Such a relief. Jesus Christ. Why didn't God invent that? Should just be able to do that somehow in real life. Should be able to, you know, maybe the Neuralink chip. You leave me no choice. Do whatever you want, Ashley. It's a free country. It is a free country, Ashley. How many accounts do you have? How many accounts am I gonna have to ban, Ashley? I will call you, okay? I'll call you. You're on 6%. Oh, wow, what a fucking tragedy. The tragedy of the phone battery dying. Love you, Ashley. Good night. Good day to you, sir. I always feel like Wonka saying goodbye to Charlie Bucket with Ashley. Nix, nothing, nil, zilch, nada. Good day to you, sir. Whatever the fuck he says at the end of that. This is like my Todd Solondz movie, okay? This is this Ashley chapter of my life is like the Todd Solondz. Well, not really. It's more like a Rushmore. Okay, love you, Ashley. Have fun at Forget Me Not in fabulous Dime Square. Dime Square. All right, so the open mic last night was fun. We had some good musicians. You know, I'm practicing with my piano banter at the beginning of every show. I'm starting to get better at that a little bit. It's taking time. You know, I really want to learn how to create in front of people, you know, and how to get to a playful place, to a more playful place with the whole audience. You know, I'm starting to develop a more organic relationship with the audience because I don't know, it feels natural to talk to them. Kind of like this. It's like having a comment section. I don't know. I think people want interaction. That's what crowd work is about. That's why it's like they want, you know, I think it's natural to have a dialogue. You know, that's something Tarantino said about theater. He said he wanted to do theater because the audience was like a living animal in the room. And it's like you hear their laughter. You know, he said they're like another character in the script. Where it's like you write the line and then their line is to laugh or whatever, you know? And that call and response he was talking about. Which I really feel like is a lot of what stand-up comedy is about. It's stand-up comedy is so much a call and response, where you're constantly checking in with the audience and getting them to that place where they're in that rhythm of like waves crashing in. You know, the laughs come in like waves. There's like a gap between each of them, but they have to kind of roll in. Poetry, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start to do my poems like they're monologues. I'm gonna like overact. I think I'm really gonna like Pacino the fuck out of my poetry readings from now on. I'm just gonna scream because, you know, that's what really works in movies. Electrifying, over-dramatic, we're going to Limpkin. She's got a great ass. You got your head all the way up it. Just go. You know, the problem is I haven't been crazy enough. That's the problem, you know. People think I'm crazy. It's like, I'm kind of trying to tone it down. You know, the thing with System Lord, I'm trying to get System Lord to do this gig on Sunday. I haven't got a response yet. But, you know, with System Lord, I can really just go all out. Just go completely ape shit. But System Lord hasn't played since November. It's been almost a year. So System Lord's on life support. It's in an iron lung. So we're trying to resurrect. It's like Dean and Jerry on the telethon. You know, we got to get a reunion. The telethon is all about special reunions, big celebrity guest stars, glitz, glamour, tuxedos, razzmatazz, big band, lights, camera, action. We love you, baby. Showtime. What time is it? Showtime. Like Bobby Bittman. I haven't seen Welcome to the Dollhouse. That's kind of, I feel like that's the kind of key. That's like the crux of the Todd Solondz stuff, and I haven't seen it. Ashley watched it without me. I don't know. Apparently Jim Jarmusch watches a movie every day or something. It's like one of his principles is that he tries to watch a movie every single day. And to be honest, for most of the last 15 years, I haven't really watched that many movies. There's some years where I'll only watch like a few movies the whole fucking year. Just because I wanted to be in New York and I felt like I had better shit to do. I don't really like laying around and watching movies. I like live performance. I like being with the living animal in the room. But I also feel like I just, you know, poetry world just rubs me the wrong way. I do feel like that's what I do, and it is like the way that I scan things and express myself, but I don't know. I'll never be one of the cool people in poetry world, so. I'm the leader of the freak show at the open mic. I'm the leader of the freaks. I get all the freaks and all the outcasts. And I'm the freak of the week. Big Papa Pump got your hookup. Holla if you hear me. I don't know. I like eccentricity. I like you know, John King came out last night. He was, you know, I mentioned him earlier. He was talking about Donahue. He remembers Donahue. Does anybody remember Donahue? I remember Donahue. SNL was Donahue Mania. Everybody was doing Donahue. I mean, theater really is like, it is like a poetry reading. It's like the dialogue. That's why Tarantino should do fucking theater. You know, it would be interesting to see something that he wrote that's just, I mean, that's what he does basically anyway. It's just dialogue. And that's something I've been thinking about is like, what's the difference? You know, like these Todd Solondz movies, or a lot of these movies that we're watching could be plays, really. You know, Happiness could be a play, really. All of those scenes could be on stage and kind of intercut. Why is it a movie? You know, what? And to be honest, like, I don't know if visually he has that interesting of like a cinematic, like what makes him a film director as opposed to just kind of a playwright that happens to shoot his scripts. He's got kind of a Buñuel quality in a way. There's like a severity to it, you know, that just like he kind of takes the characters to like this moral limit and beyond. They're like evil, you know, the characters are like legitimately evil, but like in a very real way, you know, but he's showing you their experience or whatever. And so it's, you know, that's what plays are supposed to do. They are supposed to uncover some kind of like psychic wound or trauma or the deepest, darkest shit in a way. The narcissist has suffered the mother wound. I heard somebody say that on TikTok. The narcissist suffers the mother wound. Is that true? I suppose it is. You know, I think narcissists are just self-reliant. I think our culture encourages narcissism, especially in Manhattan. It's an incredibly narcissistic place. Most people don't have kids. It's all about me, 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 my career, my whatever. My life, my dating life, my New York experience, my vlog. The self-media empire of my personal brand. You know? We're like examples for each other, I guess. If you're cool, your brand works, and you're like an example for other people, like David Bowie. Everybody loves David Bowie. It's like he's this cool, he represents everything that our culture like celebrates now. He's a chameleon-like identity. He's androgynous. He's got 2 different colored eyes. He's queer. Velvet Goldmine. But he transforms a lot. He's feminine in a lot of ways. But he's demure. He's thoughtful. He's very demure, very thoughtful. The cringiest thing I've ever seen, I was in line at the sushi place the other day, and this girl in front of me was describing the very demure, very thoughtful joke to this guy she was with. She was trying to make it funny for him. And it's just like, no way is this man going to understand why this is funny. And it's not actually funny. I think it's like a vibe. You know, like very demure, very thoughtful is like a vibe. It's cunt. It's serving cunt. Which is what everybody wants. But that's just like the female voice being let into the culture more and being allowed to express itself fully. You know, I think it is an exciting time to see female-led expression. You know, women are the trailblazers and the leaders generationally, probably in all the medium, really. Music, film, poetry, whatever. Acting. You know, Kristen Stewart might be one of the most interesting actors out there. Kristen Stewart. Greta Gerwig was terrible in Wiener Dog. Wiener Dog was Todd Solondz' most recent movie. His next movie, I guess, comes out next year, but Wiener Dog came out in 2016. A lot of his movies are like anthology movies. They're like short stories, basically, that he kind of like weaves into like a feature length. So he's kind of cheating in a way. Like, I don't even know if any of his movies are like one character the whole way through. It's like there's even Happiness is like all these different narratives that kind of like intercut. And Wiener Dog is probably it's all, you know, it's sort of like we watched this movie 20 Bucks, which is a movie I remember from when I was a kid. It's got a ton of famous indie actors from the 90s. I remember seeing it on Bravo, and it blew me away, all the famous, and it's just it's a conceit that's very like appealing and, you know, frames the movie. The conceit is you just follow this $20 bill around the whole movie. You see it from when it's printed, and it goes from person to person, transaction to transaction. And so it's all these short stories that are kind of woven together through this $20 bill, right? And the movie is, the part with Christopher Lloyd and Steve Buscemi it kind of goes to another level. The rest of it is like, okay, Brendan Fraser's in it. William H. Macy's in it. There's tons of people in this movie. Tons of people from the 90s that were like indie. Christopher Lloyd is excellent. Who else? Ruth Gordon is in it. But Wiener Dog is kind of like that. Yeah, cocaine is in the $20 movie. It is. You're absolutely right. You called it, Adam S. I think it shows up probably about an hour, and it's a short. This rich lady gets it in a transaction, I forget what, and then all she does is snort coke with it and give it to this limo driver or something, or the limo driver like pries it out of his hood. She does blow off the hood of her limo, and she leaves the 20, and he takes it, and then that goes into the next episode. So that, you know, the Coke thing is like an isolated moment in the film, as it should be, you know, rightly so. But you know, a lot of these movies are just like they're just stories that kind of unfold in front of you, and I don't know, as human beings, I think it's just easy to sit there and watch stuff. You know, there's varying degrees of how memorable and how, I don't know, a great film really, I don't know, there's some kind of rush you get from it. There's such like an excitement with it that is different. You know, maybe 1 out of every 10 movies you watch or something, or 20, I don't know, maybe less. 1 out of every 20. There's something different about it that just kind of takes it to another level. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. What's the best Paul Mazursky movie? I don't know. You know, like a lot of Cassavetes movies had that feeling. Maybe I'll start walking. We watched opening night. Love Streams has that feeling. There's just something different about it. It's just profound. You know, it's just like, it's like thunder and lightning. Some movies have the thunder, you know. But most of them are, it's just like ice cream. You know, it's like none of them's really bad. It's all pretty good. I mean, there's definitely bad ice cream flavors and bad movies. But even the Jim Belushi Canine movies, it's like, I don't know. It's still ice cream. It's still just sugar. Yeah, maybe I'll walk to the sushi place now. Well, this will be exciting for the next 40 minutes. Oh, maybe let me roll another one real fast. Right? This is like the Continental. Do you ever see that skit on Saturday Night Live where Christopher Walken's talking to the camera? The Continental. Bubblegum ice cream is bad. Yeah, bubblegum ice cream is like... I did not like Blockers. I did not like... I didn't get that far into The Whale, to be honest. I hated The Fountain when I saw it. My friends all loved The Fountain with Hugh Jackman. I fucking hated it. I hated that Bob Dylan biopic when I saw it with Richard Gere and all the different actors. David Cross and Ben Whishaw and Cate Blanchett and Heath Ledger. I'd probably like it now, but I hated it when I saw it in the theater. The Todd Solondz movie he made after Happiness, Palindromes, is kind of like that, where it's like he totally recast. Or like he gets one. There's different actresses that play a single character through the whole movie. It's a bunch of different episodes, and every episode a different girl plays the character. So it's kind of like that Bob Dylan movie, which is, it's more like a theater technique. You know, in theater you're kind of used to that. You're used to seeing different actors play Hamlet. You know, you're used to, that's kind of the magic of the theater. It's like so many different people can fit the roles. With film, it's like, unless they get Robert Downey Jr. to play fucking Iron Man, everybody's going to be pissed. I mean, you know, they can get, usually if they recast a role in like a drama that has a sequel, you know, like George Hamilton in the fucking Godfather. You know, apparently Robert Duvall wanted more money or something, so they got George Hamilton. It's like, it definitely changes the fucking, it's not the same character, it's a different character, but it's clearly meant to kind of be the same vibe. And it just kind of, you can tell you're getting like a knockoff. Whereas, like, I don't know, in theater it doesn't feel that way. Or it's interesting when they do that in film. When they decide, like, okay, this character is just going to shapeshift. Like, I really didn't like Life During Wartime, which is in the Criterion Collection. It's a sequel to Happiness, but they recast it entirely. And to be honest, I think they got worse. They recast John Lovitz. It's insane. John Lovitz gives the greatest performance of his fucking career. That's reason enough to watch Happiness. I remember when I read the review when the movie came out. I think I read it in the Other paper, which was an alt weekly in Columbus, Ohio. pretty sure I read a movie review written by a local critic in a newspaper. Todd Solondz Happiness. I think he said it was the best movie of the year. And he talked about how Jon Lovitz gives this like incredible performance. You know, dramatic performance. I'm thinking, what the fuck? How come they never did that? How come Jon Lovitz didn't have a Bill Murray-esque, you know, like dramatic career? You know, I thought he was amazing in Happiness. Actually, it's quite a performance actually, and I'm not surprised at all. It is surprising to me that Robert Downey Jr. is the first Saturday Night Live alumni that's ever won a fucking Academy Award. That's crazy to me. All the people that have been on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I came exactly at the end of Happiness. You know, how many people have been on Saturday Night Live over the decades? Hundreds. And a lot of them are, you know, movie stars. And he's the first one to ever win a fucking Oscar? That's nuts. But I do think SNL kind of lends like almost like a false prestige to people. It's like if you're on Saturday Night Live, you can kind of ride on that your whole career, you know? And I don't know how many of those, I don't know. Maybe that's a dumb thing to say. Yeah, so he entirely recast. And I mean, he was smart about how he did it. He got Pee-wee. He got Paul Rubens to play the Jon Lovitz part. But, I don't know, man. Why replace Jon Lovitz? It's insanity. Why mess with perfection, you know? He's been having kind of an interesting career on, like, he's on Bill Burr's podcast, which is kind of nuts. You know, you wouldn't, that's kind of an interesting pair, Jon Lovitz and Bill Burr. But they have a nice comedy. You know, Lovitz should have been bigger, is what I'm saying. It's like Lovitz killed on Saturday Night Live, or Dana Carvey's kind of the same way. It's like he fucking killed on Saturday Night Live, but then, like, what happened after? He made, you know, he's Garth. Don't get me wrong, I love Dana Carvey. I think he's a genius, you know? He's like a performative, you know, savant. As a live performer, like, the dude is just like a shaman. But it's like his film career basically stopped in like 1993 or 4. Although the real ones are, you know, love The Master of Disguise, saw it in the theater after 9/11. I think I saw Master of Disguise like the week of 9/11. For some reason, I seem to remember, like, that was like what I did like the Saturday after 9/11. And when I saw Master of Disguise. It was the perfect panacea. Maybe I'm sure I'm imagining that. I'm sure that's impossible. Because he plays George Bush in the movie. He does like a George Bush impression. I'm losing viewers. Look at this. I'm talking about Jon Lovitz and Dana Carvey. I'm hemorrhaging viewers. Fuck. I'm trying to roll. Oh shit. I'm trying to roll. It's wind. The wind. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how people roll J's outside because the wind is very finicky. That's Summer Wind. Song of the week. Summer Wind, Frank Sinatra. I know all I like is old guy music, but Summer Wind really is capturing the vibe for me recently. I don't know if I saw that in a TikTok video, if that's like some kind of subconscious thing I absorbed. I'm constantly looking for new music to play. My weekly DJ set at Red Room. DJ Frankly Fabulous, DJ Easy Paradise, every Monday at 7 p.m., 7 to 9 p.m. at the Red Room. I'm curating a special playlist, curating the vibe. It's it's social hour at Easy Paradise. You know, I don't get why people, like last night, everybody came into the room at like 9 o'clock. You know, it's like there was like 10 people, 15 people in the room until like 8:15, 8:30, and then a few people started coming. But then at 9 o'clock, boom, everybody comes in. And it's like, come socialize, hang out. You know, I've got a playlist going. I've got, you know, you're not going to hear these songs anywhere. You're not going to hear Gene Pitney. You know, you're not going to hear Johnny, Memphis, Tennessee, Johnny Rivers. You know, that opening riff on Memphis, Tennessee, Johnny Rivers, haunts my childhood. That's like one of my earliest memories. I think my dad's band like played Memphis, Tennessee. But they played the Johnny Rivers version. This guy, Jim Lynch, used to do Mitch Ryder. They had a band called the Hypnotics. He'd do Wilson Pickett, Sam and Dave. But I think they did Treat Her Right, Roy Head, I think is the guy's name, Treat Her Right. So all that kind of 60s rave up. I love that music. You know, that's my favorite music. But I think they also played Memphis, the Johnny Rivers. Go do yourself a favor, listen to Johnny Rivers. The riff, the opening lick, which I'm pretty sure he probably coined. No, sorry. The seventh son of the seventh son. In the middle of my goddamn life.
No, but I was surprised because this seemed like a big school, right?
Okay, time to go. It's getting dark. I've got the chiaroscuro here on. It's looking muddy and it's looking a little too. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do going forward. I don't know how I'm going to make money. I've got to become an influencer. It's the only way for me. You know, if that's a possibility, I got to make $2,000 a month through the internet somehow. Because I just can't work for a living anymore. It's just a waste of time. And I've done my service to poetry. It's time for poetry to serve me. No, I don't mean it like that. Like, poetry is its own reward. Poetry is its own happiness and juice of life. But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to get to more open mics. I've got this feature coming up on September 11th. I'm trying to got some more stuff in the pipeline. So I don't know. I mean, it feels like you got to blow it up online to fucking blow it up in person. Really, Jesus Christ, look at this. This fucking car is like Club Random with Bill Maher. It's an ugly Jeff Koons dog. Todd Solondz says a lot of critique of like modern art, like the end of Wiener Dog is like a joke about Damien Hirst. It's kind of a fucking crazy way to end a movie. But it's like, you can kind of tell he's probably circulating in those worlds, you know, like he has some sense of like art world. There's a clarity to his movies, I guess. You know, the color palettes are usually well chosen. I thought the one movie, Dark Horse, had an interesting. It's like all this like Disney kind of pop on the soundtrack. It's all like, I think there's some joke about NSYNC in the movie. You know, so he was saying something about the culture. The culture's overstimulated. The character's like super kind of positive, kind of falsely you know, he's always super you know, putting a positive spin on everything. You know, like we're kind of told that, and I alluded to this in my monologue yesterday before the open mic. You know, I remember growing up in Midwest filling out job applications. Every fucking job application, it's like, we're looking for energetic team player, positive attitude, friendly, outgoing. You know, it's like hard worker. It's like for $10 an hour or less, you know, $7 an hour. When I worked at Jenny's Ice Cream, I think I made $7.25 an hour. So think about that next time you're eating fucking bourbon butter pecan. Maker's Mark, made with real Maker's Mark. Oh yes. Favorite thing to do in life, just walking around the good old village here, making night movies, making poetry every second on our rhapsodous revelry through the city. You know, being a flaneur, that's a big part of my work. You know, walking around the city, looking, seeing scenes from life, the theater of real life, of strangers, people you'll never see again. How can there be so many people and you'll never, it's just like any of these people, you'll never see any of them again. You'll walk by them once, you'll never see them again. It's crazy. Most of them you wouldn't notice. Waxing poetic, like the moon, waxing gibbous, getting lost, wandering around, running into Skibbity Riz, children on the street, getting stalked, getting doxxed, getting threatened, getting spammed in the comments. The downside of being a micro-influencer. The downsides of being a micro-influencer, You're open to vulnerability. There's high risk, very little reward. I've gotten 6 likes on this though, so that's nice. I think people are liking that we discovered the mute button. Not that it really does that much good. Ashley's already figured out the way around that. So it's a game of cat and mouse. It's exciting. It keeps the narrative interesting for people. I don't know. I mean, obviously I guess there's a difference between fiction and documentary in film, fiction and nonfiction, but what is the difference between a movie, cinema, narrative, feature, and a vlog, really? What's the difference between Boyhood? Or we're getting closer and closer, right, to YouTube being. I mean, I read something recently, YouTube is, and I've talked about this before, there's more people watching TV on YouTube, I think, than anywhere else. And so we're getting closer and closer to a place where vlogs, real life content, unvarnished, kind of produced almost content is going to be just like what is the majority. It already is the majority of what people consume. TikTok videos, YouTube videos, vlogs, podcasts. And so, in 2014, I had done a couple plays at Manhattan Theater Company or whatever it was. Peter, you pay him $150, you get to do your play at this theater on 42nd Street and 8th Avenue. So it was, it was just like a self-starting kind of thing. Just get up to your play somewhere. And I had this film script, so I wanted to make a film using what I knew from being a videographer, what I learned, which I've done since 2012. My job has been to film shit, and I get a pretty nice look on my job stuff. I got a nice kind of look. That's why I get paid to do it, because I got a nice kind of soft, cinematic, good light, I got nice. You're the surface of your movie look is a lot like in a poem, the surface of the poem, what kind of film stock you use, what the light looks like. Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it sharp? Is it grainy? There's so many different voices visually over history. I mean, that's what you see through the evolution of film history is the evolution of all these cameras. You can pretty much identify movies, what year they were made based on how they look, just from the technology. You know, you can tell the difference between a movie made in 1967 and a movie made in 1963, generally speaking. Or a movie made in 1978 and 1991, just based on the look of the movie, what kind of film stock they had. Lenses, whatever, screen size. That stuff is always kind of morphing, always kind of changing. But getting that kind of surface, that's kind of your voice on the internet now, you know, is like it's one way to distinguish yourself, is like, what is the surface of your video look like? Is it, you know, like with my open mic, I use this fucking camera from like 2001 or something, and it's a piece of shit and I hate it, but it's distinct, you know, it doesn't look like anything else. So for better or for worse, probably for worse, but it's a no cost, you know, lo-fi way to just get it out there, like a zine. You know, it's like meant to be. Although now, I mean, YouTube live streaming is like a fucking zine, where it's like it's free, it's instant, it's immediate. You can cover everything you want to cover, right? You know, I can talk about movies I like, music I like, things that happened, the drama of my life, the story of my life, whatever it is, you know, up over the last few days. And so in 2014, I was going to do this fucking movie, Field Study of the American Male, which was a period piece set in 2008. It was basically about being a toxically masculine fuckboy, or wannabe, trying to be. It was about masculinity, right? And it was a good script. We should have made it. But I also had an idea for a movie that was just based on, I was writing a script about my own life, and I was trying to write that into this script about like the character filming himself, you know, and like sort of vlogging his experience. Like my character in the movie was going to do that. The idea was it was going to be about the character moving back and forth between New York and Ohio, which is what I was kind of doing at the time. You know, it was going to be like the character vlogging about how he wants to be in New York, but blah, 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 he's in Ohio and blah, blah, blah. But rather than do that, I just realized, you know, I got an iPod Touch with a camera that, like, about equivalent to this. And I started, oh my God, did they renovate this? Oh, shit. Oh my God. Wow. That sucks, man. So this is the Cherry Lane Theater. I think Netflix or somebody just bought it. I don't remember who. One of the streaming, Amazon, somebody just bought this, Netflix or Amazon. And it looks like they just renovated it. They want to turn it into some kind of like podcast, or, you know, like a lot of that's what's happening with a lot of these theaters, which I am basically doing with the open mic. And what I've been doing is like, they're just a studio where they can record audio content for their, you know, for streaming or whatever. Like they, you know, Spotify audio drama or something. They want to get people into long form listening experiences, so they listen for, you know, longer periods of time. People will listen to a podcast for hours and hours and hours and hours, but songs are only 2 or 3 minutes long, right? Generally speaking. So I think they want to use these theaters to like record. They'll get a celebrity to do. Yeah. But that theater's been there forever, so I'm sure they just ruined whatever the fuck was in there. I didn't really hear anything about that in the fucking newspaper. I knew somebody bought it and they were like gonna renovate it, but I didn't know they were just gonna totally change the whole fucking thing. Yeah, so anyway, I basically just started to make films like autofiction, right? Like this is something we've also seen in literature as this pivot. And I think it is because we're living in this sort of technology of the phone, the iPhone, you know, the singular subjectivity kind of machine serving you your own consciousness kind of back to you, and your own preferences kind of according to the algorithm. And, you know, so it's just like I just started to make the film. You know, I wanted to make movies about, well, one thing that these scripted movies do, not that Todd Solondz movies are really autobiographical, they're not at all. They're more like fiction, you know, like that one storytelling. He's got a part where it's like in an MFA program in a workshop. It's like, yeah, his stories are kind of more like, they're more like the corrections. You know, that fucking Jonathan Franzen book. They're like kind of modern day realism or something about content. But it's like he's choosing, you know, like palindromes. It's like this movie is about abortion. You know, there's no two ways about it. It's about abortion. It's about religion, its role in that, you know, all the different aspects of that. Women's bodies, identity, all these things. The culture around that. And so it's like that movie, that's the story of that. You know, that's from beginning to end, that's what it's about. And, you know, he's smart about the fucking, you know, topics he chooses, as far as, like, their meaning in our lives.
You got one in Long Island and one here.
You know, like when you're vlogging, it's a little harder to do that. Well, for one thing, it's hard to figure out what the fucking story is. You know, as you're living it, you're just kind of going. And I don't know, that's not really what vlogs are about, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch other people's vlogs. But they're not really about, like, drama. Or they're not really, like screenplays or something. They're more just like, I don't even know what the fuck they are. They're like reality shows. They're just like vibe. They're kind of like lifestyle porn. You know, it's like a day in the life of somebody else, you know. So I guess in that sense, they're like autofiction, in that they're just like showing you kind of like a subjectivity or whatever. Okay, so I'll do 2 hours. I guess, you know, an autofiction is not strictly like a vlog. I mean, autofiction really just means that you're like talking from your own life. It's like, you know, it's not really anything new. It's like a roman à clef. But I don't know why it's, I guess people are just more naturally seeing things on those kind of terms. You know, we're living in this narcissistic kind of like society where we're turned back on ourselves. And, you know, everybody like who's like a fucking newspaper writer, they begin their newspaper article. Well, I remember when I was a kid, the first time I heard about Bosnia, blah, or whatever it is, you know, it's like they always start from their own fucking story or something. You know, we've been taught we're special. We've been taught that it's all about us. Our opinions are like important. We're smart kids. We need to share our fucking thoughts with everybody because we're so special. But I also just think that like the phone, the technology has made it so normal for us to see everything through like the front-facing screen and, you know, our camera lens, basically. And that's what autofiction is, basically. You know, it's like it's all about me and my kind of like experience, what I saw, what I did. I guess I see what I've been trying to do the whole time is make like a cinematic vlog, right? Where it's more like a movie. You know, like that Linklater movie, It's Impossible to Learn How to Plow by Reading Books. The whole movie, it's almost like a vlog where it's like the dude is just on trains. It's basically he's just traveling the United States on Amtrak, but it's very like, or you know, buses or whatever. But it's very like minimal the way that it's produced and stuff. It's just like he basically just sets the camera up and rolls while the guy is like getting a candy bar out of the machine or whatever. And so it's like very slow cinema, droll, you know, quiet. It's like that's sort of the anecdote to me for the insane kind of overstimulation, violence, conflict of most Hollywood propaganda, right? Of the legacy media companies, Viacom, Paramount, you know, military-industrial complex, CIA-funded propaganda movies, social programming, basically, right? We have an opportunity with YouTube, with vlogs, to show people how to live the right way. Or I don't know. I mean, I think we're all being ethical. It's just like pinging off each other with that, you know? Like one of my favorite vlogs is Paper Straws vlog. I started talking about it the last one. I thought I couldn't remember the name. It's called Paper Straws vlog. It's like a zine, you know? They go, it's like King Cat Comics. They go to shows in Brooklyn. They live in Brooklyn, I think, and so they're going to all these cool shows. And they just film, or like they went to Eras tour, I think. They filmed that. And so a lot of it is just like concert footage, right? Of just like, it's high def, it's iPhone, it looks good. But it's just like raw, you're out in Brooklyn at wherever, Sultan Room or whatever the cool bar is, seeing some band. And then you see a little bit of their home life, them hanging out with their friends. There's little kids running around. You know, she dyes her hair. But it's natural. It's not like super, oh, I'm going to dye my hair now, and I got these from Manic Planet or whatever the fuck it is. Manic Panic. It's more naturalistic, right? There's more of a fourth wall. It's like a Terrence Malick vlog. And so I think we're only beginning to see, you know, more of a popular uptaking and burgeoning of this kind of new genre. You know, it's been around for a while. I mean, I was watching I followed this TikTok account, I forget what it's called, No Gidget or something. It's all about kind of like cool tech from like the 90s or whatever. There's this one, it's this guy, he literally had a fucking camera in a backpack and like on a helmet or something in like the 90s that basically live streamed his life 24/7 to the internet. You know, this was in the fucking 90s. He's walking around doing this basically. And it's very funky, you know, and kind of a primitive setup. But it's also like, this has been going on for a while. It's just, it's been kind of, you know, I remember in real time, like I was thinking about today, I used to post on my Instagram, and not even my regular, it was like a burner account. On my Scenes from a Life Instagram, I post these things called 3-second essays. Basically, if I just thought of kind of like an epiphany or whatever that sounded profound to me, I just record it 3 seconds or less and put it on. But at the time, You know, this was like 2015. Nobody fucking posted videos in your Instagram feed. It was like obnoxious, right? I think I've allowed those kind of mores to govern because you could do it, right? The impulse was there. You could get on there and fucking post videos. But I had like this burner account for it, and I just stopped doing it after a while because I was like, nobody wants to see this. This isn't anything. Fast forward to fucking, 10 years later, it's like now everything is fucking reels. How many, there's people building, I guess I'm obsessed with this. People already know this, and I'm just kind of like running my mouth over and over again about this instead of actually doing it, just like evangelizing about you have to do this. But it's like I don't know, it's hard because okay, I'm on 20%, so I'll get off in 5 minutes. I've been vlogging for a long time, and I don't know, I guess I never really made my vlogs good enough to attract like a big audience. But I don't know. I'd like to believe that like the world is fucking catching up. What's up, my man? How you doing, dude? Dude, that's right. Hell yeah. Woo! That is awesome. Alex D'Agostino on a city bike. That is fucking hilarious. Biggest fan of the stream. There he goes. There's the biggest fan of the stream. Everybody going off into the night. Did you hear that, Ashley? Is Ashley out there? She's gonna be mad when she sees that. Not that she'll ever see it, but wow. See, that's the magic of New York, everybody. I'm on my way to buy sushi and just running into my fans in the street. How you doing?
We live?
We're live, baby. Great to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
Yeah,
good to
sorry,
see
I got a
you.
thing in my hand. Yeah.
Biggest fan of the
Hell
stream.
yeah.
Number one fan.
Hell yeah.
What
man.
a night. Beautiful
That's
night.
right, exactly.
Beautiful night.
If you want to come out on Sunday, doing a show at the local hostel in Long Island City, if you want to read or anything.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Long Island City?
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a rooftop thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Sunday. I'll probably get there at like 4.
Okay.
But it'll go till like 11 or something.
Oh, hell yeah.
So yeah,
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be nice,
Hell yeah.
weather, and
Fuck yeah.
I've got some cool, good lineup. So
I'll be there.
Hell yeah,
Sunday
awesome.
at 4. I'll spread the
yeah,
word.
hell yeah, awesome.
Good stuff.
All right,
Dude,
thank
have
you
a
for
good
saying
night.
hello.
Yeah.
All right, have a great night. All right, there you go. See, I don't know. The magic. What a nice guy. That's one of the things about doing the open mic that like, it's just like, it increases the number of people that like become a part of your life, and you get to kind of, as an entertainer, as a performer, it's interesting because you're exposed to so many different performers, right? So many different people trying to do it in just like this rapid fire amount of time. And so it increases, like I run into people on this pretty regularly because of that, really. Because I meet so many people, I'm lucky. I like doing it, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's like, when you're trying to figure out about what you do or who you are, or finding yourself, it's like you're just putting together different tendencies you have. Like it's my tendency. I like doing stuff like that. I like running into people on the street. I like, throwing events and introducing people to each other, and inviting people to perform and you know, the thing is, I don't know if there is an audience in Manhattan for me. You know, if everybody in Manhattan is a consultant or an analyst, I think the open mic is the audience, because that's the artists, right? The people who are trying to do it, who are activated, who are engaged, who are on their own 2 feet, who are ambitious. You know, there are ambitious people out there. You know, there's ambitious, hardworking, fucking smart people trying to do this. We're all trying to crack the fucking code. Some people have gotten further than others. Is that hard work? Is that talent? Is that... What is that? Is that the way you look? Is that how hot you are? Is it how good looking you are? Is it how bangable you are? Is that what it comes down to? I think it just comes down to how bangable you are. When you get right down to it, I think you're really being judged essentially. Well, I mean, I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding, of course. But that plays into certain... That might tip the scales in your favor in a certain way. Okay, it's an hour and 20, so we're wrapping it up. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Alex D'Agostino. Come out Sunday, local hostel, telethons. Telethon weekends, Labor Day, telethon, baby. So, sign up for the open mic Monday, be a part of it. Come out Sunday to the rooftop. Will System Lord be there? We don't know. It's a Dean and Jerry type situation. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We've got a lot of great stars. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? You know, we have a nice thing going. We have a nice, you know, we're lucky. Even just keeping that going is important. I guess I'll do it till I get to the sushi store. I'll live stream until I get to the sushi store. So that's a couple more blocks. Because this is a nice little area, you know. The buildings and shit are crazy. You know, I'm mapping it all for the AI. I'm mapping it for ChatGPT. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, anything I've ever done in my life, I don't know if I've ever done anything longer than 2 years, you know? Every band I've ever been in kind of breaks up after 2 years. You know, the Slooge thing didn't last long. My relationship, same deal. Wavetable, 2 years. I was in an apartment 2 years. You know, it's like I did theater in Columbus basically for about 2 years. I was in college for 2 years. OSU for 2 years. Columbus State for 2 years. So it's like... And I think that's, you know, partially because I'm a millennial and just growing up at that era, it's just like there was no permanence. Like there's no 30-year lease. There's no, you know, our rent gets raised. Our neighborhood gets gentrified. The neighborhoods change rapidly. We get priced out. We get fired. We're all 1099. You know, at my job, they want to downgrade me. Last year, they promoted me to be part-time staff. Now they want to downgrade me to be in a 1099. It's like, how fucked up is that? Thanks a lot, assholes. I'm gonna walk through Balthazar. I'm gonna walk through the patio at Balthazar just for you people, so you can see the magnificent, they've still got a fucking patio. The law was they're supposed to tear all this shit down. But I think you pay a certain amount of money and you can keep your patio. So Balthazar paid. That's kind of crazy. Balthazar wanted to keep... I mean, they're making money from it, but it's kind of wild. I guess they have a big-ass patio, but... I mean, even the indoor of Balthazar is like a big space. It's like... They really need all this shit? Smells good. Smells great at Balthazar. Good job, Keith McNally. Keep up the good work. We don't hate you like James Corden. Okay, so I'm almost there. What the hell was I just talking about? Oh yeah, 2 years. So it's like, you know, the open mic, I'm coming up on 2 years. This month is 2 years. September 20 is 2 years. And so, you know, I want to build on that, you know. I think they're committed to doing it for a while, for a long time. So, you know, I want to continue to make it strong and, you know, use it as a foundation to build something even more visible, you know? Like something like Kill Tony, right? Kill Tony is basically a fucking open mic, except it's a YouTube show and it's got millions of goddamn people that watch. So it's like, how can we do that? How can we make the KGB Open Mic Monday, you know? I mean, Ashley kind of scares off all the interesting characters, you know? So it's like, in the beginning, it was more like the Chris Gethard show. If people ever watched that, it's like Chris Gethard, it's like he had all these crazy characters and, you know, memorable people that were like kind of his community of characters on the show. Now with the open mic, it's like I've got amazing people that come every week. I've got regulars, but it doesn't have quite the same workplace comedy type vibe. All right. Well, I'm going to get off now. I'm at the sushi grocery store. Thank you for watching. We love you. Go back, rewind. I'll be back on Thursday. You know me, I'm on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Live on YouTube, my comedy special. I don't know. Was that good for you? I don't know. It's always just food for thought. Leave suggestions in the comments. Like, subscribe. Watch my vlogs. Watch the open mic. It was pretty good. And love you, everybody. I love everybody in the comments. I love everybody. Not just Ashley, but everybody. So that's from me to you, Adam S. Love you, Adam S. Have a great night. Good night, New York. We're out on the street. Say hello. Come up and see me. Come to the telethon this weekend. Sunday. Come on out.